And I feel like with this, it kind of warrants an introduction, right? Because I feel like the Marsala wine route for me was so astonishing because very few places marry great wine, great food, incredible culture and history in such a small kind of radius
Yeah.
as Marsala. I mean, the town itself is beautiful. We had that amazing lunch at Villa Fici. Was that the name?
Fici, Palazzo Fici.
Palazzo Fici with this, incredible Baroque architecture. And they've done, the town and the municipality has invested in this new museum that
Yep.
was just inaugurated, right? Do you remember
Yes.
when we were
Yes.
there?
Yes.
And we went around it and it looked really interesting. Probably should have spent some more time there.
And who's the guy that we saw?
Oh, and we happened to
We
see,
met. Did we
we
not meet
met,
them?
sorry,
Yes.
we met one of the three master of wines of Italian nationality, whose name escapes me, but
Is it Piero Russo? The thing that was one of the main ports was the area of Trapani and
yeah,
Marsala.
yeah.
And so there was also a lot of wealth in that area. And that's where this Baroque architecture and these palaces and villas, and outside in the countryside, we didn't see this, but when I'd been there before, they have bagli, where it's like these
Yes, yes.
massive, right? I stayed in one for like a month. Do you remember that? I think that was the year you got married. And I went down south and I was staying in a place. I probably was trying to get you to come down there. Well, anyway, so they have all of this, a different kind of history of Italy
Yeah.
is what you've really got there. But then, yeah, you've got the story about the, the Whitaker and Ingram, and there's another guy, starts with the W, I want to say. But anyway, they kind of came and helped establish the area as a port, really a port for distribution, and really get Marsala out to the world, which elevated that area as one of the really kind of the first quote unquote wine producing area of Sicily.
And one of the oldest ones.
Yeah, and one of the oldest ones. And then you have got all the islands there, and Mozia and the salt mill. There's a lot. I mean, it really is something that you could spend. It would be nice to go and like spend a week in the area and just go travel every day, because we didn't touch on the archeology.
No, I know.
Or even really I mean, there's just, I was reading about this a little bit more, and it was interesting how all of those, remember how we talked about this? It seems like these are all of an era, that Florio and what else, like that Palazzo, and they're all of these places are kind of an era. They are of an era, of that time. They put their production facilities right on the water.
Yeah, that's right.
Easy for distribution.
That's right. Whereas Florio, but Pellegrino is the only one that's still in the family, right? Because Florio,
right.
And I didn't realize this when we were there, but Florio was bought by Whitaker.
I didn't realize that either.
Well, it's research. It's great. It's really great to know.
What were we doing? Well, we're just drinking wine, just enjoying the day.
It's just a great trip. Well, we just thought it was fascinating. And then we went to it afterwards. Yeah, Whitaker bought it. It bought it. And basically, the way in which the girl at Florio was kind of explaining the story led me to believe the narrative that it was owned by the Florio family and then went to one other person, which was like Cinzano or something.
Yeah.
But if you kind of Google it, it went through lots of different people who owned it in the 20th. Yeah, in the last 100 years, a lot of different people have owned it.
Yeah. So Marsala Wine Route, that's a really, really good one. And there are other towns there that we didn't even go into. Like we really didn't go to Mazzara di Vallo or to Petrosino.
Absolutely.
And then down a little bit farther south is where we stayed in Menfi is just south of there. Also, then that's near Gorgitondi, which leads us to our next topic, which is the women.